In Aristotle's essay, he delves into the idea of the good man and what constitutes goodness. He writes, "A man who does not enjoy doing noble actions is not a good man at all." I find this statement hardly true. I mean, as sinful humans, how do we get to justify what is good and what is not? Not all good deeds are enjoyable, but they're rather necessary to maintain our life and the relationship with people we have around us. One of the examples we used in class was about our reasoning behind doing what is good and what is right. And we discussed how while we do good things for selfish reasons, we don't always do them because we want to. We also use the example when I pay my offering in church. I don't always want to give my money to the church, but I do it because it's the right thing to do as a child of God. I mean, I don't think that makes me a bad person. Selfish maybe, but not a bad person. I mean, it says in the Bible, we all fall short and sin. And therefore, who are we to decide who is good and bad in the world? What standard are we basing this goodness upon? Aristotle also discusses how we judge others. He says, "Now each man judges well the things he knows, and of these he is a good judge." He is asserting that you can only be a good judge when you have a great deal of knowledge about a subject. Should we be critical of which stuff that we're not knowledgeable of? How are we able to learn without criticism? Aristotle also states that knowledge itself is really not profitable. Those who use knowledge they acquire reap the benefits. I really do agree with this statement, but for different reasons than Aristotle was writing for. I believe that having knowledge helps create the opportunities to use the knowledge that you gain. So without the knowledge in the first place, how are you going to find the opportunity to use the knowledge that you have? When we are faced with the choice of happiness and sadness, all but a very, very small number of people would choose sadness. I mean, really, let's think about it. I mean, it's a part of who we are. Inherently, we want to be happy and feel happy, and I don't necessarily think that we should have to explain our reasoning because of that. And Aristotle writes, "Now such a thing as happiness, above all else, is held to be. For this we choose always for self and never for the sake of something else." Yet again, who are we to judge somebody's happiness? It's something that we feel inherently, and it's okay to be happy. I find it almost silly that anyone would try and pinpoint the good and the bad in a person's constitution of happiness. I don't believe that we are even supposed to be able to decide why or for what reason that someone is happy or sad. That is between them and God, not who are we to judge that person. I believe that we should live our lives in accordance to what makes us happy and what is good in the eyes of God, not man.